We'll be getting ready to see the Mechanic Minute. Something you've been very excited about, having a real-life mechanic here with some skills to tell us a bit more about the engines, because I'm clueless, but you're an expert, so what are you looking forward to from this, Chris?
I'm looking forward to what he has to say about the engine performance.
Yeah. So what car are we going to look at first here?
We're going to look at the Ford Mustang, the 5.0.
Very nice. So the Mechanic Minute will be showing right now, and we'll be ready to give you that. So welcoming our mechanic to the stage, he'll be ready here to give us the ins and outs of the engines, give us a bit more of a technical aspect of it. And Chris, you'll be giving us the game side of things. So welcome aboard, mechanic.
Hi guys. So I will try to introduce more specific about the Mustang cars, and with Chris the specialist I will try to show you the fact we can see almost the real parts of the car works in real time. When we go in the demo mode, you can see all the parts of the engine, the piston,
that looks so
the
good.
camshaft. Yeah, it's all work in real time. So it's
So it's a V8, and but how does the engine work itself?
sorry.
How does the engine work?
Oh, it's atmospheric one. It's the 5.0, so it's a very classic muscle American car, as you can say. It's a Ford engine built in a 66 for the first time, and they still to continue to build the some. And the new version of Mustang must arrive in a few months, I think, for the end of his years. So. Yeah, it's you can see also the gearbox.
Yeah.
You know, all the parts of the mechanics turn in the function of the speed of the car. So it gives you really a good impression.
If you want to improve performance, where would you start?
Oh, you can go in headquarter. You can change the parts of the car you get,
Yes.
like suspension, of course, clutch.
But what about the engine? What would you change first?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe the camshaft or something like that, for have a better react, for have a engine more nervous, that have a better response time, to don't wait too much when you are in a curve, and you know, the torque.
Yes,
It's
the
important.
torque.
So it's the things, the parts are changing first, yeah.
Torque wins races, horsepower sells cars.
And the Mustang has power, sure, but
So mechanic, how accurate is this, like, to compare to a real engine? Looking at the game engine right now.
hey, it's pretty good. You really have almost all the parts of the engine. Really, on this view, you can see
It's so
the camshaft
detailed. It's crazy.
and all the valve, the pistons, and really you almost can count the time, because it's a 4-time engine, and you have all the things are really on a good representation.
Well, that's a fantastic bit of work in the game. Now, we will be coming back to you, mechanic, and asking you a few more questions on a few different models of the cars in the game compared to the real life. But right now, we're just going to go back to looking at the customization videos. And this time round, we're going to look at every single customization video that we've got for all of the different crews out here from the different gaming centers. And to go vote for your favorite one, once you've seen them, obviously, you get to see them in some fantastic detail. Different colors, different paintwork done. Head on over to www.facebook.com/route909. You can see it here on your screen right now. Each of the 8 gaming centers has their chosen design. They've all worked hard on making a design that represents them well and represents their gaming center well. And Chris, who would you vote for out of all these cars that we're seeing here?
Yes. I haven't decided
I've liked
yet.
Saga, but they're doing very well so far. Yeah, here we go. We can see them there. I think they're winning at the moment.
I like the Dubai one.
Oh, okay. You like the Dubai
A
one?
bit of flames. Yes, I like it.
Is it go faster flames? Yeah. Does it help?
Yeah,
Does it make them go?
Absolutely.
You gotta love the go faster stripes
It's,
on these cars.
Yes.
See, this is quite a nice design. I think that's New York there. And there we go. That's the one you were just talking about. That's Dubai. That's Q
Yeah.
Club. Oh my God!
I like the peace car. That's the peace car. Yes.
That looks like one crazy car that you would see running around. If I see that next to me, I'm
it's
going to be
funny.
shocked.
Yeah, it's funny. I like it.
Maybe their aim is to kind of put you off and take you out of the game. Like, oh my God, what on earth is that car?
It's
And drive you off.
It's original.
Yeah, it's unique, definitely.
I've seen too much camouflage already.
This isn't too bad. What car's that there? Looks like
This Camaro,
okay.
I think.
Got a nice. They've gone for an all white. I like white cars, and then a nice black stripe all the way down. So guys, the cars themselves, you can vote for them by going onto our Facebook page, facebook.com/route909. Just look for your favorite, give them a like, and share it if you want. Tell more of your friends about it. See if what they think of these different cars. There's 8 different cars to choose from. All of them have been uniquely designed, as we just saw then. So remember, just go on there and choose your favorite to vote for. Now, Chris, have you had much experience customizing cars on your end? Because I've customized a little bit, but I'm nowhere near as good as some of these guys.
I usually stick it with a couple of racing stripes. Yeah, keep it simple, do a nice paint job. But I know some guys who are really, really good in creating absolutely fantastic paint jobs and car liveries. So I'm looking forward to what they can do with it.
Fantastic. Now, guys, we're going to be bringing you back once again to some more free ride action with Charlie and his team. Now, we introduced you guys to Charlie earlier, and he was a massive help here. He's got 4 of his developers playing through the game and going to whichever location you guys like. Now, to vote for which location you want to see Charlie's team go to next, head on over to our Twitter page. It's at 909route, and all you have to do is retweet, because if you retweet, you'll have a chance of winning one of the beta keys, but also reply and say which one you want to choose. So there'll be different locations put up there. No one's telling me right now what locations you're at, but choose one of the locations and then we'll get to see. So once again, we're back with some of the free riding. We're in the Midwest right now, and let's bring Charlie on to come talk to us a bit more about what's going on and where we are. Welcome back. Thank you very much for joining us on this lovely couch
Thank you
we've
for
got,
having
Charlie.
me. That couch is comfy.
Yeah,
I like it.
but you're not allowed to sleep. Yeah, you have to be.
Oh, really?
We may be here for a long time until late, but you got to stay awake. I know you've been up probably longer than I have. I had a nice, enjoyable 11 hours sleep, which I don't think many people here can say right now. But we are here and ready to watch this free running. So we just saw we're in the Midwest.
So as you can see here, we are on what we call the satellite map in the game. So as you can see, if we can actually zoom at different level on this map, so we can see the itinerary that they've set to themselves.
Such great detail
So
as well.
It's
they are going
so smooth.
exactly.
It's
Again, it's very seamless. You can actually zoom close down to camera level and see, the life in the game, the traffic and the roads and what other players are doing.
I like that.
So, for example, it's quite chilly here, but you can see a few traffic cars on the road. And now we're going to jump back into the 3D game.
So just looking at this, you can pretty much plan ahead. Look to see if there's ongoing traffic and be like, oh, I'm going to avoid all that, or I'm going to just drive through something nice and quiet.
Or you can witness, one of your mates pulling off some amazing driving feats. So now let's get started and head towards Mount Rushmore. So here you can see the free riders are starting to embark on their journey. So again, you have the nav ribbon on the minimap. So they are taking, so they are now riding a trail. So they've switched to what we call the dirt tuning spec.
Yep.
So now, while the street tuning spec that we usually use in cities is very versatile and maneuverable, the dirt tuning spec excels on the trails.
And the way they handle is so much better for this kind of road. Like, I like looking at some of the F-150s is my favorite, being a strong car, and it just handles so well in these dirt situations. And
you wanna also highlight the fact that each tuning spec we have is actually tied to completely different type of handling. I think, Chris, you can confirm that, right?
Yes, absolutely. I think the dirt spec is more an all-round spec too. Because when you take a street spec up a dirt route, you really have to be careful with the throttle, because you will be go 180 in an instance.
Also, one of the hard part of driving a dirt spec is that it's a lot more drifty.
Yes.
Than the street spec is. So you have to pay attention to how your car drifts taking those tight corners.
And you have to stay in control.
Exactly.
You have to be gentle on the
So
top.
here you can see up ahead the Mount Rushmore. So we don't have the faces of the dev team
Of the dev
up there
team.
right yet, but you know, maybe if the crew is a great success. So now we're going to launch a mission. So as you can see, Bobo has received an invitation from the crew leader, and they are now jumping right into the mission. So we're going to let that short cinematic play to introduce you to what's at stakes here.
Look at the detail once again. It's just phenomenal. I keep getting taken away by this each time.
That's a rage spec.
So maybe we could just have like a wide shot on that cinematic so that everyone can appreciate what's going on.
So can you talk to us a little bit about what the actual mission involves here?
Of course. So here we are at the very beginning of the game. So at this point, players don't usually have access to all the tuning specs, but yet, you know, what we want to achieve during that first half an hour of gameplay in the crew is to introduce our players to all the diversity that we have in the game. So here we have landed them what we call a raid vehicle. So now a raid vehicle are basically for those players that enjoy pure off-road. You know, with those, there's no road, there's no dirt tracks.
That sounds like me.
You know, it's like when you don't know where to go, you want to go with the raid car because you know you'll be able to climb mountains, jump over dunes, and do those kind of things.
Well, when I was playing before, I was kind of like just chasing the wildlife. I saw some bears and stuff, and I was just following them through.
Yeah. So we also have salmons. You know, as they cross the river, you can see some salmons jumping on and out of water. And here we have in a region called Black Hills, located near Mount Rushmore. And so those guys are basically trying to beat, you know, the score of one of the member of the Fight End. So just to let you know, the Fight End is a gang that we have in the game, and you basically act as an undercover FBI agent. So you infiltrate this criminal organization and you try to sabotage their operations one region at a time.
So a little bit more insight into the mission side of things here.
Yes.
And obviously the missions are an integral part of kind of developing your car and progressing in the game.
Exactly, as you can see here, so okay, it went on, it was quite quick, but you would see on the reward screen that Bobo had earned
silver.
a new ECU for his car. Unfortunately, that ECU was of a lesser level than the one he has on his car at the moment, but it's basically the kind of RPG loop that we have in the game, and I think, you know, we'll come back to that to maybe tell you a little more about it and how it works.
These cars are really tricky to drive. You need to keep them very, very straight, because when you go in a corner, it will snap if you steer too much. The rage spec. Have you tried this one?
So it's so important about tuning your car to exactly what you want to do. But
Exactly.
well, Chris, what would you say would be like, say, the best all-round spec?
All-round spec up to now, I think the dirt spec.
Okay.
And
Yeah, the dirt spec basically opens up the whole country for you, because if you just stick, you know, to the street tuning, you will soon feel quite limited because you won't be able to leverage that huge playground. So what you want to do is basically unlock that dirt specs to maybe, you know, try to go off the beaten tracks.
Very nice.
But the street spec is
So actually, as they
very
finished so now, guys, it's your turn to actually vote for the next destination.
Yes, it is. So, guys, for the voting side of things, remember you need to head on down to our Twitter page, and you'll be able to vote for where you want to see these guys go next. We just saw a bit of a fantastic bit of location there with Mount Rushmore, and you can see the Twitter page. It's just showing up now.
Exactly. So as you can see, I think the winner for the ongoing vote is gonna be Chicago. So Chicago and a bit of Red Canyons. But now for the next vote, you're gonna be able to choose between the Windmill Dirt Track, which is located in the Midwest, and the Route 66.
Well, Route 66 is very famous route.
I would go with
That's-
Route
yeah,
66.
if we got a lot of American viewers right now, they'll definitely be looking to go to Route
and
66.
it was your working title, I think,
Ah.
of the crew.
Sorry, say again?
Route 66 was the working title of the crew.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a funny story, but actually Route 66 was the code name we gave to the crew at the very start of the project. So since then we evolved the crew because we thought it really communicated that sort of collaborative aspect that is really that really sets us apart from competition.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing I keep having to stress with the crew is everything about it is just so unique. Like, we're generating our own genre here. We're seeing so many kind of world firsts, as well as beautiful scenery, fantastic range of cars. We just saw some announcements from E3 of the cars.
So guys, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to leave you for 1 minute. I'll be with my guys over there, and
go check on things.
I'll be just right back.
So what did you think of that, Chris? Looking at some of the dirt side of things there.
Yes, the dirt spec is most definitely the best all-round spec, but I like the sharpness of the street spec, and it has a much higher top speed, of course. And I like to drive as fast as I can sometimes, most of the times. Even when I cruise, I drive flat out a lot of times. So.
And do you manage to avoid the oncoming traffic a lot?
That's
being a
that's
skilled
the trick,
driver.
try as long as you can. But that's the. If you can manage to do that for a long time, you get additional skill points for overtaking. You can go to level 20, I think, and then you get a little bit of cash and XP. That's an easy way to level up while you drive. It's nice.
Now, one thing I want to say to everyone out there is that obviously this is a in production version of the crew. This isn't the full game, so we're seeing a hell of a lot here already, and look at how great it looks, and we're not even say 10% through it already. This is only such a small part of the game. Now, Chris, I chose the Nissan to start off with. What was your car that you first picked when you started?
I started with I think with the Camaro, and right now I picked the GTR.
Okay, and GTR is one of your favorite, yeah?
It's a very nice car to drive, and especially in this game. Yeah, it's very easy to. You can keep it floored even in drifts if you time it right. And even with the pad on hardcore mode, I managed to do quite some crazy stuff over there. It's nice.
So, looking at your kind of like your experience with the racing cars, how does this compare in terms of a realistic view of the cars? Because to me it feels so natural on top of all the great other points that we see from the game.
One of the reasons why the driving is so good is because the handling model is really well polished already. It's still in development, but you can already feel it drives like a real car. Especially if you drive it on hardcore mode, I would advise everybody to try it at least once.
And it feels like, to me at least anyway, every time we're playing the game, if I maybe leave it a couple of days and play again, something else has changed. They've improved the handling just a little bit, and these guys are really working hard to get everything so fine-tuned.
They do daily updates. They can actually render the complete world overnight. So they activate the sequence, they go at home, they come back, and they have a new version of the game to work with the next day.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they made it easy for themselves.
Well, we're going to go look again, once again, at the free ride. We're still trying to get things ready for the quarterfinals, so hopefully it shouldn't be too long. And wow, what car is that, Chris? Because that looks fantastic.
That's a Pagani Huayra.
Wow. Give us a little bit of info on that, because that looks damn impressive.
It is an AMG V12 with 2 turbos on it.
And have you had any experience playing with this car at all?
I have actually played it, yes, a couple of times, but it's
listen to that sound.
It has so many great sounds. I saw a YouTube video of it. It's crazy.
Now
all the turbo sounds in addition to the V12. It's crazy.
You can really hear it playing. So we're going to bring Charlie back on again, and we'll talk to him and see what he's done here with his team, because you went off and changed a few things for us. So give us a little breakdown of what's going on right now.
So right before we head down to, so I think it was Chicago, we're going to go on a longer ride across the USA. So we're going to start, so we are actually in the mountain states. So we are in the Rockies, the snowy part of the Rockies, and we're going to go all the way west to Las Vegas.
It's
And
a nice drift.
It can't be easy to drive in this snow at all.
So this one is actually so those roads are very peculiar because they are not the traditional asphalt you would have in the cities, but they're actually a lot more slippery. So those guys have now switched to a perf car. So the perf car is all about speed. All right. So now the tricky part for them is to try and maintain that speed while keeping control of their vehicle.
And what would you say out of the cars we're looking at right now is going to be the fastest? Because my bet it's the car on the left right now because it just looks so
Yeah.
impressive.
The Pagani Huayra is really a beautiful car. It's actually the one I like to play in the game. It doesn't really turn that well, but you know it can reach incredible speed.
Now,
But is the control on the perf spec, is that more difficult than on the street spec?
It can be a lot more difficult because basically the cars go so fast that you know you gain in speed but you lose in maneuverability. So there are times at which you know you really have to hit those brakes hard if you want to go and take a 90-degree corner.
I'm looking forward to try that one.
yeah, I want to try with some of
The
these
Huayra
cars.
is
These are cars
crazy.
that
So
I
is
haven't seen
here
yet.
you have a Uchroni. So again, Uchroni is really
Old school.
an old school driver. So I think he went. What is that? Is it the Impala? So yeah, I think
Is
that's actually it's the
is it-
Impala. So maybe you can have like some back view just to have a look at the hood. Okay,
Oh,
all right.
wow, look at that.
Some classic.
He's not doing so well on the speed front, but it definitely looks impressive.
All right, so all those icons you can see in the distance are basically activities. So we spoke a little bit earlier about the skill challenges. So skill challenges, there are about 1,000 of them peppered across the world. And you know, it's basically designed to keep the players entertained while they're going from one location to the other. Here you can see that we are transitioning from one ecosystem to the other as we leave the snowy part of the Rockies and we are getting back to some grass, to some green. So here you can notice, if you pay attention, you can notice that the road has switched to a classic asphalt American road. So here you can see that the guys are going hard at it.
And you can see the speed has
Yeah,
increased
Exactly.
massively.
They picked up the pace there.
Massively.
Yes.
But with greater speed comes greater risk.
I like the cockpit view too. It's nice.
Yeah, and
You see the big
So
big blower on top.
again, that's something I think we can tell our viewers about. So not only do we have like the basic third camera that you would expect in any driving game, we also have like the hood camera
Yeah, I use that a lot.
and then the on-road camera. But we also have modeled interiors. So we went as far as modeling like the inside of the engine. But we also wanted to cater to those car fanatics who really enjoy driving from the cockpit.
If you cruise, it's almost fun. Always fun to drive in a most realistic way. So you drive in the cockpit view, and with the steering. I like to drive with the steering wheel.
And again,
it's better than
look
a
at the
pad.
details of these cars when we're looking in cockpit view. Everything is so accurate.
It's nice.
Now, Charlie, looking at this, you were talking about the missions before. How many different types of missions are there currently?
So there are currently 7 different types of missions. So obviously you have races, you also have takedowns, you have chases, you have police getaways, and I think
I love the police getaways.
we're probably gonna have like witness some police getaways. Maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow. So be sure guys to tune in.
That'll be nice. The police getaways are intense. I got up to it was like a free level where they were kind of trying to chase me down, and I was literally being rammed off the road, and my car was getting
They're really,
heavily back. They're so aggressive. Yes,
Really.
so
The club
aggressive.
behavior is pretty nasty.
Yeah, but
indeed.
that's good. I like that. They should be aggressive.
I felt like they really wanted me.
You should be punished, you know.
Yeah, for breaking all them laws.
Yes.
So here we are reaching the Red Rock Canyons. So we'll be going in another part of that canyon a bit later on. So we'll go on the off-road tracks while we are only staying on the roads for the moment.
Look at that view. It's. They told me it's about 50 kilometers. You can watch. It's.
Look at that scenery, seriously. I mean, even I, who's been spending maybe 2 years working on the game, I'm still amazed at that level of detail. So here they're going to hit a stop, and let's have a quick look at the landmark. So here's St. George's Church, and we're going to set a waypoint onto our the final destination, which is Las Vegas.
So we're heading to Las Vegas next.
Yeah.
Las Vegas is a very impressive city on its own. Have you managed to capture all of the landscapes and all that kind of atmosphere that comes with Las Vegas?
This is something. This is a true story, and I must say I'm not bragging. Seriously,
Of course you're not.
This is something I explained during
Why
the
would you?
first stream, but I think it's worth telling a second time. So right after the success we had at the E3 last year, I went on vacation and to spend all my money in Vegas.
Oh no! Did you do well or did you do bad?
Game developers do, so we want to spend big money in casinos, and I had never been to Las Vegas. To tell you the truth, I had never been to the USA before.
Oh wow!
And I would actually entirely rely on the knowledge I had from the game. And I must tell you, it was pretty accurate, because when I was walking down or up the street, I could actually tell, where my whereabouts just by, remembering the visit I made in the game.
Yeah. That's crazy. We might be using your game to be like, oh, I've been there, but I'm going there in real life now.
It just showed the care and attention to detail they put in
So
it.
here Uchroni is tackling another speed challenge. So that one is requires you. It's pretty simple, really. It just requires you to drive as fast as possible while sticking on the road. So as you can see
You
above,
just said it's pretty simple. I do not find driving
it
this
sounds
fast.
simple. It sounds simple. It can get a little tricky when you're actually doing it. And as you can see, above his head is a multiplier, so that resets every time he steps out of the road.
White lines.
So he was
There's
so
the-
close to getting gold that time, and he just came off it.
Here's the stick between the white lines.
Yeah, you have to
And
stay
that's
on
a
that
shame,
road.
because see,
Two
he just
wheels is
he just earned a silver part
Ah.
that was no good for him because it was basically a downgrade. Had he won a gold medal, he would probably have been able to earn an upgrade. for
See,
his-
that's why you got to stay on the track and push hard for these. And the fantastic part is every time you
I don't
level
know why
up, you
those
can-
guys can't do it.
Yeah, come on.
I mean,
This is your
Maybe
team.
because we tell them, to go off track.
It is-
And the thing here as well is, with every upgrade you get, you can kind of revisit these and try improve on it once
Yeah.
again. So I remember a few times I was grabbing like bronzes and silvers, and I was like, I've gained a few levels now. I'm going to head back and push really hard and try grab a gold this time. And it makes it just that little bit easier fine tuning your car.
So here, this one is a precision skill. So that one is a little trickier. It's basically you need to go through those gates as fast as possible, and it's like trying to how would you say, to thread a needle?
But they can become smaller every time. If you keep hitting them right, they become smaller.
They shrink in size
Yes.
as you go through them.
That if you've got a big car, that gap's going to get so small. I wouldn't like to try my chances at that.
It's very
So
nice.
he had won an upgrade, and again, what we want when people play the crew is that they have no frustration at all. So when you finish a skill challenge and win a part, you have the option to equip it on the go or to send it to your headquarters just to equip it later. As those guys are having a lot of fun, just driving in a crew of 4, they just keep on going.
Now, I don't know if you're able to answer this at all, Charlie, but I'm going to throw this one at you. Are you able to trade parts in the game?
No. That's something we're still thinking about, but we just haven't figured out a way to make it fair for everyone. So, again, I'm not saying that there will never be any training mechanics in the crew, but that's something that we want to polish to make sure that it doesn't create any frustration for any player.
Okay, well,
very good.
watch this space, I guess. Now, Chris, what car are we watching here? And it looks like a very heavily modded car at the same
It
time.
looks like a Ford Focus.
Yeah.
With an insane wing on it.
the Go Faster wing, I'm guessing.
So yeah, it's true. We have to mention here that not only can you basically upgrade the mechanical parts of your car, but there's also that body customization that we have in the game. So basically, all the cars are a 20-piece puzzle. Now, 11 of those pieces are performance parts, so mechanical parts, but there are also body parts that you can earn and equip on your car just to drive in style.
And he's doing really well. He looks like he might.
Yeah,
he might
actually-
just missed out on the gold there, but that was
Matt Damon showing some driving skills.
and that was pretty impressive considering you
How
wouldn't
many
think his car was the
different,
fastest.
How many different combinations can you make on there?
Ooh, so it depends on the car because obviously we are in a close relationship with the car manufacturers that we feature in the game.
And they have to approve everything.
Exactly. So basically, what we do is that we obviously work with them in order to create those body parts that you can customize your vehicle with. So I think last time I checked, you had up to 300,000 possible combinations. So that's
Wow.
a ridiculous amount of.
And to be, have you showed any of the car manufacturers? Have you showed them any of the crazy customizations you can see?
Obviously, I mean, we show those guys everything we do.
Yeah.
And actually, when I talk about body customization, that's not taking into account all the different paint jobs that you can apply onto your car, the different stickers that you can put onto it. So if you factor that in, that will probably be up to more than $1 billion. I mean,
And we just
I
saw
can't
our
even
first
say.
bit of police action there. You saw that at the bottom. It said a 911 call's been made for some kind of aggressive destruction driving there. So we
So
can see
they are-
maybe him pick up a police level here on the floor.
Exactly. So there are actually two ways in which the police manifests in the game. So when you are free driving in the playground, you can basically you have that infraction bar that raises up as you cause trouble, and after a certain amount of destruction, obviously the cops start chasing you, and the chase can actually escalate up to a 5-star level where they deploy helicopters and new heavy modded vehicles to chase you.
Has any of you guys managed to get away from a 5-star level?
I did.
Show
it took-
off.
but it took me 20 minutes.
Oh, wow. 20 minutes, wow. Also,
It
you
was
can,
crazy. I mean,
I'm surprised you lasted
okay,
for 20
maybe
minutes.
I'm not saying we didn't fine tune this over the years, but last time I checked, it was pretty hard to get away. So here you can see so we are actually arriving in Las Vegas. So on the far right of the screen, you can see the skyline of the city.
And just on the approach, it's
And some
just
nice trips.
breathtaking. Yeah, it's just breathtaking as you come in.
If you've ever been to Vegas, it's literally a city in the desert. So there's absolutely nothing in there but a lot of casinos and buildings.
So it's desert and glitz and glamour.
And you had to rename everything.
Not everything, but for licensing reasons, obviously we had to change the name of some of the casinos. We still made them pretty true to what they have, what they are in the real world. So again, the idea here is not that we want to have an exact replica of the city, but we want to capture the essence of
yes.
what makes Las Vegas, so that when you visit Las Vegas in the crew, it feels like you visit Las Vegas in real life.
And I've never visited in real life, but just from the pictures and what you see in the movies, I'm already getting like a real good feel for Las Vegas.
So they are basically having a bit of fun along the strip. So here you can see the Paris and the replica of the Eiffel Tower.
And I guess you guys
Up
had
ahead
to get
there
that
is
right.
like how is that called? The Stratosphere or something like that. I don't remember the name of that big and huge tower, but it's pretty iconic.
And to be able to do these kind of little missions we see him doing here around all this traffic cannot be an easy task at all.
And actually, it's a lot more fun to play it with friends because you have like that sort of drive, to do better. And it's also paired up with what we call the ghost system. So as people try and do those skill challenges, they have the ability to retry them and face a ghost of their that may be their own, maybe one of their friends' performance, or maybe the one of the
The best-
world record
The high
owner.
scorers, yes.
So you've always got someone to go
Yeah.
and go head to head against and put that real competitive measure into the game. And that's what we want. We don't want to just be kind of facing our own best scores. We want to be pushing to fight the best and beat the
So you
best.
see, for me, I'm the guy. So I have a past in esports. You know, that's something I don't really tell, but usually, I'm the guys who really tries hard and wants, to nail every run I make. So what I usually do when I play the crew is that I travel to a skill challenge. I set the goals to the one of the world record owner, and I just try again and again and to beat his score.
Very nice. I like that.
Yeah. And that's what we were saying earlier with the missions is just going back and kind of taking on your own scores and redoing it.
So no, because we're in Vegas and I think we have some time. Okay, so we're gonna have a quick glance at the circuit spec. So guys, can you please gather up and switch to a circuit spec vehicle?
Very nice. We have a quick change of spec while we've got a little bit of time before we head to another break, and hopefully we'll be able to bring the next quarter final.
It's like a real race car.
Yeah.
Circuit spec. I tried it on the road as well.
So the circuit. So so we've shown you the street spec at the very start of the stream. We switched to the dirt spec going up. So Mount Rushmore. Then we switched to performance tuning while going to Las Vegas.
Look
And
at
now
that.
we're just showing you some circuit tuning.
That
So
looks badass. That.
Yeah, it
So
does.
can I have a focus on the left screen with the GT500? So that's the yellow car with the blue flames at the front. So see, notice that it's the exact same Shelby GT500, but with a totally completely different body kit. But now we're gonna head over to the next crew battle.
Yeah, we should be heading to the next crew battle very soon, I believe. We're just waiting for a little bit of confirmation. I'm not hearing too much in my ear right now, but we will enjoy the rest of Las Vegas and this the custom specs.
It's fast too.
So what would you say about this spec, Charlie?
So this spec is basically your technical drive. It's for those guys who want a lot of speed, but with a very good amount of control. So it's all about endurance races, much like Le Mans. So it's basically inspired by the cars that you would see at Le Mans.
Okay, so we're going to go for a break right now, and we'll be ready to comfortably come back with the first quarterfinal games. If not, we can go some more free running with you, but thank you once again for joining us, Charlie. Guys, we will be back very soon, and don't go anywhere, and remember to keep checking out Twitter and getting yourself in with a chance to win some of these fantastic beta keys.
Bye.